Buenos días y buenas tardes, señores y señores. Good day and good afternoon to all my good people. It's been a while, it's been a week since I have provided you with your daily sports report. I was supposed to show up yesterday, but I do this when I feel like it because that is the blessing of independency. Today, I'm going to start immediately with your fighting sports report, followed by football transfers requests and a couple of matches that you may have to take advantage of for this weekend. To begin, I will start immediately with boxing. We have a big bout this weekend between Raleigh Romeo, who will be fighting tomorrow night, if I'm not mistaken. And this one will not be for any titles, it's just going to be for moving up the ladder. Raleigh Romeo will be facing Ismael Barroso on this Saturday night. If you want to make some money, look no further here. I would go with Rolando Raleigh Romero. In his last bout, he was knocked out by Javante Davis. We all know Tank don't play. This man come in the ring to do one thing, is to eviscerate his opponents. Now, the last fight this young man fought, when I watched him, was at the Barclays Center, the home of the Brooklyn Nets, Jay-Z's backyard. It was a sweet knockout. This kid is actually a good kid. He can be a bit temperamental when it comes to the cockiness of things, but don't judge him on that. He's a good boxer, good pugilist, and I expect him to put a performance tomorrow night that will be exemplary against Mr. Ismael Barroso, who is his elder in the boxing world. So again, the verdict will be Orlando Raleigh Romero for the victory here. Now, I'm done with boxing. That's all we got for tomorrow night. We don't have that many boxing bouts. I'm going to jump straight into the UFC for the main event tomorrow, which is UFC on ABC numero 4, number 4. I have two matches, the main event and the co-main event for you guys. And for the main event, we have Mr. Jairzinho Rozenstruik, as we all know him, from Suriname, Paramaribo, 35 years old, 6'2", 262 pounds, American top teams veteran, class heavyweight, in mean, nasty, old knockout artist, old school throwback. On his victim list, you have seen it already. This guy have knocked out the following: Augusto Sakai, Chris Dacaus. He have knocked out Junior Chigano, one of my favorite fighters from Brazil of all time in the heavyweight division. Out cold with a TKO at UFC 252. He have knocked out Alistair Overeem on UFC ESPN 7 round 5 knockout. He has knocked out Andrei the Pitbull Arlovsky, the man from Minsk, Belarus, on UFC 244 knockout KO round 1. He has knocked out Mr. Alan Crowder. This man tomorrow night will be facing Jalton Almeida from Brazil at the age of 21 years old. 6'4", he have the height advantage and the reach, by the way. He weigh lesser at 232 pounds. Association to the Galpao Paluda, class is heavyweight of course. Famous man this guy has fought in the UFC. Man, I'm looking at the list here. I don't have a big name fighter he has beaten in the UFC except for Anton Turkaj, which was by a submission. So, for this fight as the main event for tomorrow night, which will be in Charlotte, North Carolina, close to where I was raised in South Carolina, the other state above us, I at the Spectrum Center. So, for this fight and the main event, you want to make some money, folks, go with Jairzinho Rozenstruik. He has seen the best. He has fought the best of the best, and I expect a sweet knockout before round 3. You know when the heavyweights get in the octagon, it's a party. Technique is thrown out the window as soon as the man tastes blood. He's going for the jugular. And we know Jairzinho got knockout power on both fists, and he will come to put this guy away quickly because this would put him into the ranking in the top 10. Back again. Now, moving to the co-main event. We have Anthony Smith versus Johnny Walker. Tell her the tape. Anthony Smith from Omaha, Nebraska, home of my favorite boxer, T-Bud Crawford. Now, at age 34 years old, 6'4", 205 pounds, and light heavyweight. And we all know Anthony Smith, Lionheart, record 36-17. This man has fought against people like John Jones, which he lost to, Alex Gustafsson, who he submitted, and people like Volkan Ozdemir by submission. Great submission artist, great fighter. And but tomorrow night he'll be facing Johnny Walker, who I'm picking to win this fight, and I'll give you the reason why. Reach 6'5", 205 pounds, lighter and faster than him. A bit younger than him as well, at 31 years old, compared to Anthony Smith Lionheart, who's 34. And Johnny Walker, this guy, as we know, he's famous for his wild style. High flying knee, spinning back fist, unpredictable fighter. Lately, he's been on a dip, but after two consecutive wins, by round one, by the way, I expect him to actually come rushing to this fight to end it between round one to round three. But do not be surprised if he ends this fight in round one, because his last two fights, UFC 279, was by submission against John Cuetelaba. And then he did beat Paul Craig by a TKO. Anthony Smith, if he loses this one tomorrow night, I think this might be his last one. Or, I don't know what, because the guy, he's been kind of away from the cage. He's been inactive for a while. So I'm expecting a party between these two. But again, my prediction will be a knockout or a TKO. There will not be any submission here. Because Johnny Walker will face an opponent who's very clever at takedown defense when it comes to Anthony Smith. His falling technique is second to none. He can also submit Johnny Walker easily on the ground. So Johnny Walker will not take this chance to take it to the ground. So it will be a stand-up bout between these two. I expect a TKO or a knockout, preferably by elbow or a spinning back fist from Johnny Walker. That's what I'm picking. And moving on to the football world, Arsenal fans, I'm here to discuss something very delicate with you guys when it comes to the Declan Rice situation. As we all know, Declan Rice is put up for sale by West Ham United, and the fee they're asking for is astronomical. The amount, folks, is £124 million. Heavy money when it comes to Declan Rice. I want this player signed immediately by Josh Kroenke or Stan Kroenke. I know we have the funds to do so. This is a chance that we must not miss, because Jude Bellingham has recently been sold to Real Madrid. It's not officially done yet, but both sides have agreed. And yesterday, Jude Bellingham's representative and Jude Bellingham himself has said, quote, "It is an exciting opportunity for me to play for Real Madrid to become the next Galactico in the midfield," which is good for him. He will be the immediate replacement for Toni Kroos or Luka Modric, who will depart this summer and begin their new adventure towards their retirement. So, Jude Bellingham, no animosity. You know you're one of my favorite English players of all time. I'm happy for you and I congratulate you, because now you are a Galactico. Another one for England, basically. So I would like to congratulate Jude Bellingham. I hope that you have fun in Madrid at the age of 20. You're going to grow up in that institution. Please be good and remember what I told you. Stay away from the nonsense and the media nonsense and crap that they will bring to you. And but when it comes to our little affair in London and North London, when it comes to Declan Rice, to me, Declan Rice is a world-class talent that will soon be England's captain. In Arsenal, I repeat, this is the man that you will need to replace both Granit Xhaka and Thomas Partey when he decides to leave Arsenal. I'll explain why we need to sign this player. Right now, we have 5 clubs gunning for Declan Rice: Newcastle United, Liverpool, Manchester United, Manchester City, and of course, my Arsenal. I love you. Now, we were the first team to inquire West Ham for Declan Rice 8 months ago. I remember that Mikel Arteta approached them through his representative, not West Ham directly, but Declan Rice's reps. And I believe that we had the first bite at the apple, and it would be very sad to see Declan Rice go to a team like Newcastle United or Liverpool or even Manchester United. And then we end up signing a guy like Moises Caicedo, who's not bad, by the way, at Brighton. Only thing is, I don't know if Moises Caicedo would be the ideal player to put in the midfield to replace the likes of Granit Xhaka, because we already have Thomas Partey and we have Jorginho, who we can extend a contract to for a year, because at 31 years old, Jorginho brings something that we never had in the midfield. Proper experience, as we all seen last week against Newcastle United. So, Mikel Arteta, all my Arsenal fans out there and my Gunnerettes, I love you guys. I would like to see Arsenal move swiftly and sign Declan Rice. We're going to have to bite down to our mouthpiece and then sign this guy. Yes, it's going to be 124 million pounds. It's going to be a good investment for us. Because a player like him in his caliber, this is a world-class player we're talking about here, who can play the entire midfield. CM, CDM, and occasionally, as I've seen Declan Rice done in the Conference League for West Ham United, he can play up front tucked in behind the striker in a CM position slot. So, Mikel Arteta, please do not disappoint me. Please sign Declan Rice. Yes, we'll pay an astronomical fee, but it's worth it. It's about time we have a proper midfielder. And on that note, if the rumors are true, Arsenal fans, this may be the last season that we've seen Granit Xhaka at Arsenal. According to the press conference in Germany, because me I do my news everywhere when it comes to regular news and sports, Bayer Leverkusen would like to buy Granit Xhaka from us. And they're looking to spend between 10 to 15 million pounds. And at 30 years old, I think this is a great move for Granit Xhaka. And Arsenal fans, I would like you guys to respectfully give Granit Xhaka his grandstand ovation, because this man has been downhill with us, uphill with us. But one thing I never question about Granit Xhaka is his loyalty. He has always been loyal to Arsenal. And for that, Granit Xhaka, we do thank you. And if this is indeed your last season, my man, you have came to Arsenal and you have gained my respect as an Arsenal player. And you are indeed worthy to be praised. And if this is your last season, we wish you well at Bayer Leverkusen. But in the meantime, I would like you to do me a favor, because Bayer Leverkusen have someone I want. Now, as we all know, there's been a rumor that Arsenal is in the poll to sign Rafinha. I do not want Rafinha at Arsenal because he disrespected us last year when we wanted to buy him for 70 million pounds. Instead, he's shown us to join Barcelona. It was his decision to join Barcelona because they were in the Champions League. And when he went to Catalonia last year, all he did was sit on the bench. And I would like him to rot at Barcelona for disrespecting my Arsenal last year. So, Moussa Diaby from the French international who played at Bayer Leverkusen is the player that Arsenal is looking to sign as well from them. So let's use Granit Xhaka to get him. They want Granit Xhaka, eh? So instead of paying the 10 to 15 million pound, let's make a deal. How about we sell Bayer Leverkusen for 8 million pound, and then we get Diaby for like 40 to 35 million pound. So Granit Xhaka will sweeten the deal. Let me know what you think, Arsenal fans. Now, moving on to other football news. As you all know, Real Madrid is in a fight right now with Manchester City for Champions League supremacy. I actually watched that game the other day and I was highly disappointed because I do not want Manchester City to win a treble. I have the same feeling Manchester United fans are having right now, even though you guys embarrassed yourself with that De Gea fiasco the other day. And yeah, so for the second leg, I would like Real Madrid to step it up when you come to the Etihad. And I would like you guys to make a statement at Manchester City by lowering their morale. Perhaps this may cause them to be disoriented and make a few mistakes here and there, especially against Everton this weekend. Because if they falter against Everton, a draw or a loss, Arsenal, we are right back in the title race, just like that. But if they win, um, again, as I already said, I I concede to Manchester City. They're gonna be champions. But if Everton can put in a performance like they did against Brighton the other day, and respect to Jokore, Jay-Z's cousin, that was a nice performance, as well as Hugh McNeil. That was nice against Brighton. So guys, please put a good performance against Manchester City to disrupt them. Because if you guys make them draw this weekend or beat them, mentally they'll be shocked against Real Madrid. Bingo. And just like that, Madrid goes to the finals. And that will put an end to Pep Guardiola's wishes to win the Champions League, which will work for me. It'll make me happy. Okay. And moving on to the fixtures that we have over the weekend and the Prem, we have, folks, United facing Wolves. My prediction on this one is very simple. Go with Wolverhampton to shock the world. Manchester United cannot be trusted. Not because you guys are my main rival since I was a kid, till this day. It is just that your club is unstable. And there is a rumor, United, to all you United fans out there, Rensaroni's flex, you guys, Emilio Martinez is put up for sale by Aston Villa. Argentina goalkeeper, World Cup winner. I believe that United should snap this guy. You already have the Argentinian defender Lopez, right? Whatever his name is. I think Martinez is the guy to replace David De Gea. Let him go. It's time to cut loose with David De Gea. This guy is embarrassing your club week in, week out. Weak wrist from doing too much. But anyway, I for this match, it will be at Old Trafford. They will face Wolverhampton. My verdict is Wolverhampton will be the underdog to shock United. Scoreline prediction will be 1-0, 2-1. Even if United beat them, Wolves will cover the spreads. Chelsea versus Nottingham Forest. I will not be fooled by Chelsea's victory last weekend against Bournemouth, and I expect Nottingham Forest to shock the world as the underdog, winning the game 1-0 at Stamford Bridge or losing to a scoreline of 1-0 or 2-1. Chelsea may lose to Nottingham Forest this weekend. And when it comes to my guaranteed pick for victory, yes, this Saturday I will pick Newcastle United. Arsenal beat you last weekend in your own ground, and I know you guys are very angry about it. And you will unleash the entire squadron on Leeds United, who is facing relegation, folks, and I do believe that they will be relegated. Sorry, Leeds United. Unfortunately, this is it for you this season, bro. I have to tell it like it is. Tottenham Aston Villa. I will pick Aston Villa to beat Tottenham, and the scoreline will be 2-0 or 2-1 Aston Villa. Tom Hanks, you're welcome. I believe that Tottenham will be cast away on an island by himself like Gilligan, and this will be the opportunity for Aston Villa to slay them like Anakin. So, verdict, Aston Villa 2-1 or 2-0 to beat the Tottenham. And moving on to my club over on Sunday, Arsenal we face at home Brighton. What a time to face Brighton, Albion. After what Everton did to you guys in your own stadium at the Amex, welcome to North London. We will not show you any mercy, even though we lost Zinchenko for the rest of the season, along with Saliba. It is imperative for the Arsenal to put on the performance of the season against Brighton at home. I'm expecting nothing but a victory from Arsenal. I'm expecting 3-0, 3-1. Again, 3-1 or 3-0 Arsenal to beat Brighton. At the state they're in right now, I don't think they have recovered from this ass whooping Everton give them. So therefore, my club will be victorious at 11:30 a.m. this Sunday against Brighton Albion. And of course, we have Manchester City versus Everton. You know my sentiment, even though I have conceded the title to Manchester City, but in the back of my mind, I'm still waiting for a result from Everton. I hope you guys deliver on Sunday. And other leagues that will be active this weekend, I will go in La Liga to give you guys a guaranteed pick. Real Madrid versus Getafe. Guaranteed pick. Real will not go full strength, however. They will go with their bench because they have a big game against Manchester City. And we know how Real Madrid feel about winning the Champions League every year. They have to win. And a rumor from Real Madrid, folks, it's not a rumor. Kylian Mbappe will become a Galactico to join Jude Bellingham. His representative spoke with Florentino Perez with an apology for what happened last year, and they want to make amends. I don't know how much they'll pay for Kylian Mbappe, but after snatching Jude Bellingham from BVB, I expect Kylian Mbappe to become a Galactico in the upcoming months as the main leading striker to replace Karim Benzema moving forward. So stay tuned for that update. So for my pick again this weekend in La Liga, Real Madrid will beat Getafe. Guaranteed pick. And moving on to Il Calcio, my second favorite league in the world. Oh, la bella, la bellissima. And I expect Inter Milan to draw or lose to Sassuolo. I know I'm thinking like a madman right now, but I'm loving my underdog this weekend. So Sassuolo will shock Inter Milan at the Giuseppe Meazza, also known as the San Siro, at 2:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sassuolo against Internazionale. Even if they lose, they will lose only by one goal. So go with Sassuolo to shock Inter Milan at the Giuseppe Meazza. And in Ligue 1, I expect Paris Saint-Germain to beat Ajaccio. If they draw or lose, it'll be a shocker. Again, I expect PSG to beat them 2-0 or 2-1. And guaranteed pick on this one, or a line, Lionel Messi will score a goal in that game. Messi, I repeat, will score against Ajaccio. Mbappe, I don't know. But Messi, I guarantee you will score a goal in that game if you want to go with that bet. And moving on to the Bundesliga over this weekend, as we all know, we have a title bout. Borussia Dortmund versus FC Hollywood Bayern München, Die Mannschaften. Bayern Munich will play at home at the Bavaria against Schalke 04. As I look at the table, it's a 1 point difference, 65 points versus 64 Borussia Dortmund. I expect Bayern Munich to beat Schalke in their backyard. Any other result will be a shocker. Because if they don't, Borussia Dortmund is playing at home at the Westfalen Stadium, aka the Signal Ugna, versus the Borussia Mönchengladbach. And Gladbach have a good record against Borussia Dortmund, but in their last meetings that they've had against one another, head to head, I've seen that Borussia Dortmund have beaten them at home 6-0 the last time they met in Borussia. That's a guaranteed win for BVB. And Bayern Munich, who's faced Schalke in the last bouts at home, they've beaten them 8-0, and that was in 2020. The last meeting Bayern have had against Schalke has been 2-0, 4-0, and with the pressure they're on right now, I don't know if Bayern can afford to make any mistake this Saturday. So I expect pedal to the metal. The advantage will be on Borussia Dortmund's side, even though Bayern is playing at home. So again, I expect you get a guaranteed pick. I'm picking Borussia Dortmund, and I expect Schalke to put the pressure on Bayern Munich because title's on the line, and we all know that Bayern already choked on the Champions League. Please don't choke in the Bundesliga because your hope of winning the titles depends on beating Schalke here. And folks, that's it. That's all I have for the sports report when it comes to combat and football. And I hope you guys have a good weekend. And on that note, I will beg you, idea, enjoy your football, enjoy your weekend, and stay safe. And I'm out. Just like that. Gritty gritty. Mm, mm. Hee hee. And I'm out.